What's up, everybody? It's your Friday guy, Kaiden, and I'm back with an update and with this week's topic. And as you know, this week's topic is a day in the life inside the mind of us, the trans men. And so it's pretty interesting to see how everybody's like day to day goes. Per person, per situation, per environment, and everything that goes along with that. And that's always been something that I've found really, really interesting, because we could all be going through the same exact thing, but have a completely different day to day. And there are people that assume that every single one of our lives are the same, and there are people that want to know how our lives differ. And some people, their transness is at the forefront of their day to day. Other people, it's at the back. And I think it's interesting to hear the perspective from everybody on how their day goes and what their brain goes through on a regular basis to try to cope with life, you know? And so I'm here to tell you that my day-to-day more recently has been very interesting and confusing. I've been struggling a lot, and so normally I wake up, I take my meds, and the first thought in my mind is to take my meds, or I want to punch my alarm clock. And so I wake up, I take my medicine, and I start my day. Recently, it's been really tough for me. I've been struggling a lot with just getting myself up and functioning and doing all of that sort of stuff. I've had a lot of negative thoughts and potentially harmful thoughts go through my head recently, so I'm not going to kind of divulge into that, because I don't want to trigger them to come back, and I don't want to trigger anybody watching this video to send them into a spiral or anything like that. That's not fair. So I'm not going to get too deep into this, just simply because of how down it has been. But I will tell you that because I've been so down, there's been a lot of tears and a lot of feeling abandoned and alone and completely and utterly helpless. So if any of you also feel that way, I understand. And I've been thinking about some stuff that has happened in my life since the start of the new year a lot more lately, and one of them being my best friend. That's been really weighing on me recently, and it's been really, really tough, because I loved this kid like a brother, and when everything went down, I needed him, and he wasn't there for me. I pushed him away because I was depressed, and I wanted to, go without having to worry about other people's feelings, and the best way to do that was to push everybody close to me away. And I pushed, and he told me he understood why I was pushing him away, and that he's here and he wasn't going to leave. And now here we are, and we don't have any kind of relationship, and he's pretty much best friends with my ex, and I'm still struggling, probably even worse than I was before that all happened. And I'm pretty much alone, and that does not make me feel good. And it sucks because I opened up. He was my rock after everything happened, and after I got out of the hospital, he was the one that I turned to and talked about, like, my innermost feelings, and the one I was working and telling my progress after I got out of the hospital too, and how I was feeling and how I was adjusting to life. And I opened up and told him some of my deepest, darkest secrets that a lot of people don't know, and it was just so easy for him to walk away, and it really hurts me, like, a lot. Especially because I have reached out numerous times trying to apologize to him for pushing him away, and no response or anything. And people keep telling me that he needs time. But the thing is, if I'm suicidal like this, or I'm depressed like I've been, I don't know if people don't realize, but you don't always have a lot of time left. Because within the time that he's had, the 2 months since I've been home, I could have done it already. I've wanted to. And so that frustrates me when people say that, because I kind of think those thoughts every day. It's not that I actively want to do it all the time. It's not that I actively have a plan or that I'm going to do it, but those thoughts are consistently, like, there. And I go to therapy, and I talk to my therapist about them, and I talk to my psychiatrist about them, and that's really the extent of that. And we're trying to find the right combination of medication and therapy and everything, and it's a long process. I haven't found the medication that really, like, works for me. Everybody else in my family has been kind of like a trial one, and they found their medicine, and not me. I'm on medicine number 4 and 5, and they still, I don't know if they're working or not. I don't feel any different. I don't feel like they're necessarily working, and it's disheartening because I don't want to feel like this. But I don't have any choice, and everybody else does get a choice in it. Everybody else can walk away when it gets too hard for them. But if I walk away, everybody thinks I'm a coward, or that I took the easy way out, and that's frustrating. And so I'm trying to hold on, and I'm trying to be the best I can be, and just do the little things to make me a functioning person daily, and maybe one day at a time, doing one thing a little bit more than I could do the day before. But that's not always easy, and I'm trying, and I'm putting in a lot of work, but it doesn't ever seem to be enough, you know? And I have that feeling a lot about not being enough, or not being able to do enough, or not fixing it fast enough, or not feeling better, or why can't I just be happy, or any of that stuff. And it's a really shitty feeling to have, to know that every day when you wake up, you're fighting a war against yourself, that half of your body wants you to win and the other half doesn't. It's a never-ending battle, and it's a lose-lose situation. checking in on your friends, guys. Check in on the people that you know are struggling, even if you don't talk to them often. They'll appreciate it, even if they don't seem appreciative. Some of us just want to know that somebody cares. Alright. Hope that wasn't too deep and dark. See you guys next week.